The different options for managing surplus food can be classified according to the food waste hierarchy, but we know relatively little about the practical implementation of this hierarchy. Today, we wonder how it's possible to adapt the food waste hierarchy to food manufacturing companies. In other words, how it's possible to build a surplus food management control system. The surplus food management control system consists of three main components: measurement, coordination, organization. With regard to measurement, we have three main options: ad hoc measurement, periodic and fragmented measurement, according to which companies measure and monitor surplus food regularly, but different corporate functions are involved depending on the types of surplus food. At last, we can have a periodic and structured measurement. It means that companies measure and monitor surplus food regularly, with standard surplus food measurement indicators in all departments. The process for managing surplus food involves various business functions, such as quality control, production, planning and operation, supply chain and logistics, marketing and CSR. We can have three levels of coordination: no coordination, informal coordination, formal coordination. With regard to the process organization, there are three main levels: absence of process in place for the different causes of surplus food generation, process organized for some causes, or else companies have a formal approach for all causes of surplus food generation. The development level of management control system depends on the level of adoption for each component. More specifically, we may have a context characterized by the lack of organized process, coordination and measurement as well. Moving downward, we have a context with periodic and structured measurement, formal coordination between business function and well-organized processes for the causes of surplus food generation. Focusing on the organization of the process related to the surplus food caused by reaching the sell-by date, the process may be organized in the following way: identification of the main options for the management of surplus food, remanufacturing in the case of production errors, or repackaging in the case of packaging and labeling errors. Otherwise, the manufacturer can try to sell surplus food to its customer on the primary market at a discounted price. When the surplus food can no longer be sold on the primary channels, some companies will use secondary channels. Sometimes a company can also utilize surplus food by sponsoring specific organization or arranging product tasting events. At last, surplus food can be given for free to no-profit organizations that assist the needy. When food becomes waste, the manufacturer can adopt the other options: sale to companies that produce animal feed or fertilizers, conferral of food waste to third parties for disposal, with or without energy recovery. As shown in the graph, the launch of the different options y-axis varies depending on the state of the surplus food, namely whether it's suitable for human consumption x-axis. Activating one or another option requires the involvement of different functions and depends on the technical and economical feasibility, as well as the company's overall strategy and its manager's individual motivations. In conclusion, the described process puts in practice the food waste hierarchy, where the trigger points for the activation of different options are based on the specific characteristics of the company and of the products.